Hello everybody, we're back with Dane the Heretic. It's been a while since I've recorded Enderal, probably about 2 weeks. In that time I've been playing around with video settings, mostly because I watched the first Enderal video and was really disappointed in the quality thereof. I think I've come up with something that will satisfy me and hopefully you. I'd love to do 1080p 60 frames per second, but it just isn't going to happen on this graphics card. Maybe if I had another 300, I could toss it towards a 970 or a 480, something like that. That would do it better, but on the current hardware, that's the limitation. So 720 60 frames per second it will have to be, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. But when last we left off, we'd finally managed to get to the continent of Enderal. Our buddy, I forget his name, was stabbed. Basically, we stowed away. We got caught. We were tossed overboard. My buddy got stabbed. I did not. But now that we're here, after honestly quite freaky vision, well, there's only one way forward, and that's through this abandoned temple. So let's go get our Dr. Jones on. Wait a minute. I recognize this. This is part of that vision I had. I don't know, I guess a vision. I don't know what vision it was, but this was in there too. Some kind of, it almost looked like clockwork. Some kind of, but up close it looks almost like some kind of reactor. Take the rune key. Well, that's a start for weapons anyway. Apprentice book one-handed. Oh, it's consumable. That's weird. Increases one-handed for apprentice up to skill level 25. Costs 1 learning point. Okay. Increase one-handed by 1 to 16. I'm already on my way to greatness. I can tell. Mud moral. What were these called in Skyrim? Some like swamp stuffs. Well, there's a hole. I'll bet that takes the key, doesn't it? Yep. Well, that's unnerving. Sounds like clockwork. Oh, I see. It's going to take us up there. Can I take the key with me? If I do, will that take the stairs down again? No, I cannot. That looks interesting. So, you know, you're probably going to hear that a lot, you know. Oh, I should be going that way, but ooh, this looks interesting. What is this? Certain areas, healing spells, and health potions raise your arcane fever. Drink ambrosia to bring it down again. Okay, is this one of those locations then? Okay, I'm guessing it is. Scroll of Boon, Spell Tome, Grounding, Ambrosia. Okay, let's get out. So what's Ambrosia do then? Decreases arcane fever by 20%. Okay, so I'll wait until I can use that then. Yeah, that was probably stupid of me, but who cares? I'm curious. I want to know what those things are. Speaking of, let's see. That's the that's health, right? Yeah, restore health, laundress mushroom, damage mana. That's no good. Mud moral does shock resistance. Awesome. Red novice. If that's anything like Skyrim, that'll be the mana. Okay. Red Russula. Damage stamina. Ouch. Sheer cap is restore health. And Stain Mushroom is fire resistance. So is this some kind of mine, maybe? I mean, it has all these markings, and that doesn't say mine to me, but everything else does. Shock resistance, good. To rest in Enderal, you need a sleeping place, hence you need to search for beds and visit taverns. Oh sure, why not? I mean, it's early morning, but I'm gonna say, let's say I slept in. Ooh, and bows. Bows and arrows. Yes, this is good. Oh, I don't want that. Inedible beer. I don't want that then. I wonder how far down does this go? Pretty deep, but there's nothing here. Well, I mean, there's something there, but the old skeleton's empty. Doesn't have anything on him. The corpses in the light. They're gone. Was this the door I was talking about? Open door to abandoned temple. This machine, why does it seem so familiar? Ice Claw. Nothing up top. What about below? Okay, we got a door over there. Or at least something that's kind of like a door. So what did this thing actually do? What are those pipes for? Is this some kind of engine chamber or something like that, or? Can't go wrong with too much mud moral. water wheel, huh? What's it power, I wonder? More health potions? I won't say no. We'll take it, if only because gosh, I feel dirty. Hey, a mana potion. Hey, and the boon tome. Didn't we already have that? I'm betting this valve is my next port of call. All right, we got some gears. With control, you can seek to stay undetected or try a sneak attack. Who detected me? Guessing that's you then. Well, drop a quick save before we go in there. Mud Elemental. Well, it's acting like a troll. Not a troll, not a troll. You gonna come through here? Where'd you go? Oh, you're healing. That's not good. You know, your regeneration is getting really old. Okay, so that's not that didn't work very well. Yes, let's use that. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. Oh right, because I didn't actually use the spellbooks. Let's use. Well, first let's put these on some hotkeys. Well, at least I get some of my arrows back. Looks like these are pretty heavy and not worth a lot. Of course, I'm starting out with nothing, and so leaving it behind is probably stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. So what was that thing? Are those natural? Is that some wizard doing stuff they shouldn't? Just take a moment and calm down. To Vin. Vigan? Vin. Enderal. It starts with the dreams. This is beautiful. Click pumpkins, click mana fungi. I'm sorry, I just have to admire this for a second. So this is Enderal, huh? So those be the pumpkins I need to hasten health regeneration. Did I see a firefly floating around here? Are there any notes for this thing, or is it just a statue? Oh, a moon carrot. I'll be honest, that doesn't look like any carrot I've ever seen before. Any more of those pumpkins around here? Oh, Vernroot. Oh, sorry, Vinroot. Quest said I was looking for at least 5 of those pumpkins. Hey, there we are. You leveled up, you receive 5 learning points, 3 crafting points, and 1 memory point. Choose an attribute you want to raise. Let's go for health right now. If only because I know I'm going to want to be a warrior. Oh, there you are. I know I'm going to want to be a warrior. I'm not sure I'm not sure how good I'm going to be at being a mage. So, but you know, either way, health is useful. Press H to open your hero menu and to inform yourself about your current abilities. So how do I do that then? So I have 5 learning points, 3 crafting points. I'd like to put up handicraft, because foraging items is always useful, but I'm not sure how to go about doing that. Okay, those are experience, my mistake. We will figure it out later on. To the abandoned tower. Oh wow, that's quite beautiful. Scrap metal of an ancient nation. Photo, flame rank, flame bite, okay. I can always use more spells. Use traps to your advantage by defeating enemies with them. Okay, where's the enemy? Oh, there you are. Why you? You want to wander over this way? Ooh, I like this music. This way. No, this way. Don't make me waste my arrows on you. Holy crap, that was a lip. Oh. Magical symbol. Do I want to know why you're dead? Ooh, a sword. That's gotta be better than a pickaxe. 1 of 100 magical symbols collected. More experience and oh, more ambrosia. Good, good. I wonder if I can get up there. Did I just get hurt from kicking? Don't question it. Hey, money. Old vagrant dress with an armor rating. I'm going to use that. Can I grab that backpack? No, I can't. Sure, whatever. Answer, no. No, I cannot get up there. I might be able to get up there, though. Because I see a chest up there. There we go. What's in the old chest? I already know that spell. What, a Staff of Flames? Sure. Carefully sidestep the trap instead of just walking into it and dying. Ow, brutal. Corpse of a Climber. It's got a longbow, more health potions. I could use those. Life absorption. Don't mind if I do. You know what? Let's heal up just a bit. Worsens arcane fear by 0.15% per second. Drains mana like nothing else. Okay, so we're at 20%, so now we can use an ambrosia. hard fights require a tactic. Press M2 while blocking to execute a bashing attack. I don't have a shield though. So for now we're just going to go pure attack. Don't suppose I could entice you to attack me over here while you can't hit me? So here. Missed. Ooh, awesome. Feels good. And they even give you something to eat too. Awesome. Tuber added to inventory. What's back here, I wonder? There's two of them. Is there a bed here? No, there's a hauberk. So that's is that light armor or heavy? That's heavy armor. Decision time, isn't it? Well, the main question, of course, is how does it look? It looks like fur armor. Chain boots. Are you gonna leave me alone? Cool, I'll leave you alone. Wouldn't mind if I had a light spell. Hey, thank you. I hear a Vinroot. I see a Vinroot. Oh, it's a bird. Okay. Hello? Answers marked with that carry the story forward.
Now would you look at that? I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains. What brings you here, my sir?
Yeah, that's kind of a long story. Where am I? Who are you?
Who am I? Findelires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
Done some traveling, haven't you?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
I'm not an enemy.
Just an adventurer on his way. No reason to worry.
Yeah, what he said.
No reason to worry. For heck's sake, Finn. How do you know that this guy isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with him as if this were the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it.
No worries there.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville.
Sounds
Here,
cool.
take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes... well, whatever.
What's wrong with my eyes?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't have the right equipment with us. So if I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
I hope not. So yeah, what's your story? Why are you here?
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League.
What's the League?
You should stop by one day if you're in the area. Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
Is that what those were? Pyrian ruins? Yeah, tell me more about this place. What is this?
Well, what can I tell you? This is the Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. A pretty peaceful area, except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy. And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell.
I think I'll do that. Anything of interest to people around here?
To an adventurer? If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters.
Like bandits?
And there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, that's right. You said you were an apothecarius by my path. What do you mean, by my path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path.
Explain the word
My
path.
role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Okay. A role designated by Malthus? You mean that do they give everyone their jobs like that?
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied.
So it's a caste system.
I walk the path of the erudites. And there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless.
What do the pathless do?
Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best, and who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
So here's a question for you. You said the what was it? Manufacturers can't do everything that the erudites can do. Can the they can't do their jobs? Can the erudites do the manufacturers' jobs like that? I mean, if you're all locked to your own caste, I kind of understand that. But if you know the higher paths are able to do everything the lesser paths can do, then it sure seems like it's higher and lower, you know? Doesn't anyone want to advance?
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realized that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal paths upon death.
What's the eternal paths? Oh, okay. Let's start by saying you said there were 4 classes. You know, the erudites, the manufacturers, the something or other that I've forgotten in the past 2 minutes, and the pathless. What are the pathless?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers. Well, you know.
So it might not be wise to say this, but in Narum they said the gods were dead.
And over here, there's a rumor that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns.
I'll judge.
Seriously, be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
Well, it's kind of my business. It's what I do. I'm a heretic. So what do you think? Yeah.
Maybe. But if I look at other countries, even within the civilized world, it's hard to find a people as peaceful as ours.
Let's see about trading some things.
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
Buy or sell an item by selecting it. Yeah. Okay, we all know how to do that. I have that. Morning air potion. Ew. Enderalian crusty bread. A long-dated health regeneration. Oh, so that scales with your health. What's the saturation it's talking about, I wonder? I will buy that if I have enough money for it. No, I do not. I don't have any money. So let's sell some of this junk. I don't know what I want to keep, man. Let's sell that since I know the spell. Oh, that's good to know. I'll use those straight away. And I think I'll keep my stuff just for now. It's only because just to buy that would almost wipe me out. Okay, yeah, thanks for your help.
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed. Carbos, do we need this still tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Please, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means no.
What? I thought I cured the fever. Look, I don't mean to bother you, but
By the righteous path? What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
I wish I knew, man.
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Thanks.
Oh, so now we're brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever...
Is it that bad?
yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Ooh, the guilt trip. Very professional. I like it.
Gruntrudes, Gruntrudes. Ah, here we go.
Could you please stop moving? I'd like to stop seeing two of you.
let's see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, but...
Finn, still.
Explode.
Ow!
Do something, damn it! Do
What's going on?
Oh,
What was that?
sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, alright. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
What the hell was that?
You're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you. See? You already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The Gruntroot potion will wane in a few days.
Thanks, but what just happened?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality and too much heat, I'd wager. But, yeah, whatever will be, will be.
Oh, that wasn't what I was talking about. You know, the explosion, the voices.
Peter, did you want me to put this meat in the fridge, or...?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. There was an explosion and voices. What happened?
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Davies died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
You didn't say anything.
What was that? I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh shit!
Oh,
What the...
oh, that's not good.
Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn.
Okay, I gotta move. Gotta get out of here.
Bastards. They've hit me.
Carbos!
He's dead.
Do something, damn it!
I'm trying. Oh. Oh crap.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
What happened? Where? Who the hell are you?
Jaspar Matunial Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary.
That's
The only
bad.
reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion drew you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
I don't get it. I was clean. I had no fever. But you said you saw the explosion. Where were you?
Suffice it to say, I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered like crazy. And two, I'm in a happy relationship with my entrails.
I suppose I can support
I wish I
that.
had a more heroic answer for you, but I don't. Sorry.
What's going on with this fever? I could have sworn I was done with it. You know, I drank the potion. I was done. I'm done.
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the Bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time. While drinking herbal potions leaves well, kind of a bitter feeling in your head.
Well, yeah. I thought that was just being able to read a book. You know, does everyone not do that? But yeah, that's what's going on. Is that why this Arcanist... Is that what's going on with this Arcanist fever? Is that why I can do magic? Can other people not do magic?
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough Arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the Heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
To be honest, the first part sounds pretty awesome. The second part, not so much. It can be treated, right?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
So this gets worse when I drink potions, cast spells, stuff like that?
Among other things, yes. Just as being magically gifted can make a person powerful, it can also make them sensitive and prone to certain conditions. Just don't overdo it sleeping in ruins or in the wilderness. Instead, set up a camp somewhere. Plus, as you've already said yourself, don't overdo it with potions.
Okay, so don't sleep in ruins. Got it. Yeah, don't overdo it with potions too, I suppose. So what if I do these things, and like how does it affect me?
Well, it depends on how bad it gets. At first, you'll suffer these diffuse headaches from time to time. Then your sight will permanently blur, and then you'll suffer a case of acute death, so to speak.
Acute death sounds bad.
Yep. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say.
And the apothecary gave me this gruntroot extract. Does that actually work?
What? No. That won't help you in the long run. What you need is ambrosia.
Found some of that.
A special mixture of herbs that can remedy the fever without any side effects. Every good alchemist has that in stock, but it'll cost you.
And does this fever usually include visions?
Visions?
Oh, kind of. I mean, I have these premonitions of what are about to come. Like, I saw this temple before I went in. I saw the apothecary, or however you pronounce them. They kind of blew up, and I saw it happening before it did. Is that the fever too?
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peace weed.
That's a good pipe. That's good. Those are good visions. I want those visions.
Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here? What did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you. And that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Sounds like a deal.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen. I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Yeah, that sounds about it. Except it wasn't like a dream. It was more like a memory. Like I was remembering something I'd never seen. You know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Yeah, that's about the long and short of it.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So, that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
And what exactly is Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone, rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by the Lord, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. If you plan on staying in this land, sooner or later you'll see it with your own eyes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for being a foreigner and not knowing about it. So, who are you working for? If I'm working for you and you're working for someone else, I'd like to know who my indirect employer is.
Well, aren't you curious? I like that. I work for the Holy Order.
The military unit of the gods?
Yes, but as you might know, this is the realm of Malthus, the guardian of the Lightborn. And here, the Order basically reigns for him. It's both the spiritual and judicial center of this country, so believe me, you'll see for yourself soon enough.
Alright. Well, I'm not going to say that because I don't want to seem grateful. Alright, let's say I go along with it. Sooner I get better, the better.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos.
Yes.
Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Witzirs, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open.
What are Witzirs?
And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
What's that? Yeah, people in Narum talk about the Lightborn's deaths. Do you think that might be involved?
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true. And that there's a connection, yes.
So, is it true? Did someone kill the Lightborn?
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than false gods anyway.
As opposed to what you follow. Yeah, you're in the service of the... Hell, you're practically a holy knight. Aren't you supposed to be the pious one here?
Please, don't take me as an example. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And this whole false deity theory isn't that new, after all. And seriously, let's say the Lightborn really are as mighty and omnipresent as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to magically smite me here and now for my insolence?
Good point.
The Lightborn were just powerful kings. No more, no less. But that's just how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Let's say that I'm waiting for that smiting to it. I'm waiting for that smiting too.
I think we'll get along just fine. But we're digressing.
Yeah, you said something about a red madness?
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family.
Do
He was
tell.
drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason.
Boy.
You might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
You know, I probably should tell you that about that whole vision with my dad. You know, the kind of cannibalistic tendencies and how he maybe kind of sort of did set the house on fire while shouting things about, you know, fresh juicy meat. But that's probably not relevant, right? Yeah, what's a magister?
Right, you're not from here. A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name. A man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
Old guy, got it. So what happened?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and... well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion.
Can I do
You
that?
can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
That's terrible.
And unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
So you said you work for the Order, but what's your job? I mean, You don't look like any priest I've ever met.
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is, chooses its victims.
So you want to know about epidemiology? I can do that. So, how do I come in? I mean, you know this city, this continent far better than I do. How could I help? I don't know anything about this Yarrow.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Sure, sounds fine.
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
If a quest objective is marked by 1 or more stars, they indicate the difficulty of said quest, and at the same time level you should have for the quest. Alright. Completed. Speak with Jespar. Find the strong marks which Yarrow threw into the senior's house. Well, that kind of spoils the surprise, doesn't it? Old vagrant gloves. Don't mind if I do. Do you mind if I borrow your sack? Gotta get some sleep in before we head out. The Butcher of Ark Volume 1. Follow the Fire. They call me the Butcher. It hurts to write these words, though I am aware of their truth. What else should a man be called whose trail is marked by dozens of corpses? Corpses which are not mute witnesses of a battle or an accident. No. Corpses which are solely the result of my own doing. Men, women, elders, children, priests, merchants, travelers, and whores. My murders seem to follow an inscrutable pattern whose arbitrariness will put an icy veil around everyone's hearts. But of course this will not be what heralds will proclaim. For them in the Holy Order I will be no less than a monstrosity, a pathless demon who has been led astray by his own mundane cravings. They will call me an evil man, a beast with a heart black as midnight. Because these are the colors in which the world prefers to think, black and white. No one will ask about the how and why. Even these pages will be hard to acquire, for the Holy Order will surely do everything in its power to prohibit their printing. Which is why I shall congratulate you, whoever you may be, for holding them in your very own hands. With this assembly of withered pages, you shall be given an insight into my very own thoughts. You will not understand them as a justification for my deeds, because this is not what they are. I assume full responsibility for what I have done, and I desire no absolution. Neither for Malthus, whose supposed divinity is something I nowadays merely smile upon, nor for the people, who, from justice or some other strange, greater power, whose true nature we have not yet learned to comprehend. This book is no more than a testimony of strange and inscrutable happenings yonder, which have made me into what I am. How long is this book? This is all chapter 1, huh? I'm not going to read all this, but I'm definitely going to read it. Oh, that's a quest. Now I'll definitely have to read it. So, we have ourselves healed up. We have our first friend in Enderal. And we have our first quest. I'd say that we're off to a wonderful start. So let's go off and solve some mysteries.